Hello everyone, this is just a quick update. We're going to get into the winners and losers of E3 in just a minute. This is just a quick 3 to 4 minute update, just to say what happened over the weekend. I did want to make a few more videos. If you saw the last one about the Bethesda Lightning Round, we were supposed to talk about Fallout 76, get Flick on there, and then there was a whole Smash Brothers thing, and it didn't happen, and it's not going to happen because E3's pretty much already passed and wrapped up, and this is the last video. And I did want to make a few more over the weekend, but we're having a new kitchen fitted, and when the electrician come out and looked at the box, because everybody's got to have a smart meter now, like it's just a thing. It's kind of like in England you've got to have a smart meter by law. If you've got an old building and you've got an older meter, it's no, that's not good. You can't have that. That's now dangerous. So across the week, this saga's been going on. We had the first electrician come out. They looked at it. They said, "Oh, that's twin-tailed. We, as this part of the electric company, can't deal with twin-tailing. That's got to be purely on Scottish Power, which installs all the boards across the country." So then we had Scottish Power come out and say, oh, because it's an older building, then it's attached onto a grid with the two other buildings in close proximity to you, so we've got to arrange times and dates and stuff and so forth. So then they arranged the times and the dates with the other occupants of the other buildings around here so that they could cut the power across the course of the weekend. And basically my power was on and off, so I couldn't really make any videos and upload them in a constant fashion. So I just Saturday the power was off pretty much all day, so I just kind of went out with my friend, went walking around, and then yesterday it was on and off while he finished it off. So it seems I couldn't really upload anything or even download anything, because I did a first impressions of Splatoon 2, the Octo expansion. Really good, gonna review that next actually, but the first impressions ended up being 2 hours long, and while I've got the footage for the review, I just couldn't upload a 2-hour video because there's no way the power would stay on for 2 hours. So I was just playing Conan Exiles on and off for all day really, and yeah, that's the thing. So the board is fitted, but in terms of the kitchen has basically been ordered, and they're going to put it in the garage, and then the builders are coming out, and when the builders come out, then the power's going to be on and off again. So that's a whole thing. So it's great. I mean, really nice that we're having a nice new kitchen over the more older one that came with the house, but the power was on and off, and it might be on and off for a few days this week, so it's like, ooh, that's a bit shit. So at least the days that it is off, I'm just going to basically put all the reviews together, and then the days it's on, I'm going to upload them. But at the very least, we're going to wrap up E3 while it's on for today. So that's the update. And also, thank you everybody that did join during E3. I got a lot of positive feedback. We're going to swap over to Minecraft momentarily. I just want to also get this out of the way, because a lot of people on Discord and on YouTube give me some positive feedback about the E3 things. And when I did the first press conference of EA, they were like, oh, he's covering every game singly. I mean, EA only had like, I think it was 12 games. But they had each one separate, like here's a game, here's a game, here's a game. And because I was basically spamming everybody's inbox, people didn't like that. And a lot of people were like, are you really going to do this for every press conference? And then Microsoft basically had 70 games, or some absurd number. A lot of it was indie games. And I did a lightning round where I was like, this game's good, I would recommend buying it, I can't wait to see what it is. Next, this game looks pretty trash, whatever, next, this game's this, next, this game's this, next. And we just ran through them all. And a lot of people seem to like that, while only saving the bigger games. And then Square Enix didn't have anything to show, because Square Enix was kind of a bit of a shit show, so I just covered all 8 of their trailers at once. And again, because there was no like single game, it was just all in one big lightning round. People like that again. So I think next year's E3, that's how I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to watch the press conference, upload the reaction that everybody had during that press conference, and then the next video after that will basically be a lightning round of all the sub games. So like how with Bethesda, I basically did all the sub games and then I saved Fallout 76, well, to what was going to be today. Basically I would do a lightning round, and then any good games, I wouldn't talk about them, I'd just put them to one side. So like Fallout 76, I'd save it to one side and have that as the winners and losers of E3, because they've got like the biggest stuff to talk about and were overall winners, or you know, whatever was a loser or whatever is a winner next year. So yeah, that's how that's gonna work. So that's an update that we're having a new kitchen, and that's why the power was on and off over the weekend, because of the whole you gotta have a smart meter now. So yay! Anyway, I'm going to let you switch over to Minecraft Spyro now, where he's got all of the winners and losers of E3 ready to go, and then I'll see you in a few days once I edit together the Octo expansion after I clear my desktop, because obviously with E3 there is a lot of raw E3 files that need to get deleted now. So I will see you in a few days with the Octo expansion, which again was pretty good. So yeah, over to you, winners and losers of E3 Spyro. Thanks, Lootbox Spyro, who was supposed to be pressing that button to make visuals move on the screen to make you entertained, but you actually didn't, so should have done that. But anyway, welcome to the winners and losers of E3. Who is going to take home the bronze, silver and gold, and who made the internet cry and bitch a lot? Although I think it's a non-contest, and by this point I'm sure you know who made everybody have the sad faces, so yeah. But hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 9 books in your inventory, Spyro. That's 3 more. Well, some of them are going to kind of tie into one another. Like third worst, it's third worst overall, with a little aside to something else it did of particular note, if you catch my drift. But you'll catch my drift on the very first one, because the very first one, which we do worst then best. That's right, isn't it? Worst, best, worst, best, worst, best. No, we do best first, because then it's best, worst, best, worst, best, worst. Yeah, so we will see right now on the third best why they're kind of joint. Although this one was more just one aside to something that was good, and then the actual main one. So let's get into the best, the winners and losers, the best and the worst of E3 2018.
Winner.
This is just a little one, not the main one, but I thought the Has Been Hotel has to take at least a bronze medal, because in a game-centric E3, while E3 is mainly game-centric, it was just nice to see something different and fresh, and considering all the stuff that was coming out, it was just nice that there is an indie developer. I mean, a lot of the indie developers were great this year, but it was just nice to see a little independent studio produce something to kick off E3, which kind of was a bit of a false message, because E3 was, much like all of the other ones, nothing but AAA jerking off and making a mockery of itself.
Winner.
Speaking of making a mockery of itself, the true third place winner goes to Devolver Digital Volume 2. In a grand takedown of all of the AAA bullshit last year, you would think that trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice would be impossible. But remember, dear children, this is the AAA video game industry where they can't keep it in their pants for little more than 5 minutes and always do something incredibly stupid. And since Devolver Digital's grand excursion last year, we've had the year of the loot box, with things like Metal Gear Survive not even having to have a loot box, just giving us the 5 major colours that everybody is now accustomed to, with white and blue being common shit, green being uncommon, and then purple or pink and gold being the epics and the legendaries, and everyone following suit to the point where it got regulated gambling involved due to Star Wars Battlefront 2 being a complete shit show, and seeing how far they could push the gambling aspect of loot boxes. And in the year of the loot box that spawned the loot box simulator we were playing earlier, which was just again something Devolver Digital would do, a glorious joke. Devolver Digital took this glorious joke and went one step beyond with Loot Box Coin, a randomized bit currency that was literally just a piece of plastic that had no value despite having a randomized value. And as I said in a previous video, it was fluctuating in price and you could literally buy the coin, and they were laughing at people's stupidity. Speaking of laughing at people's stupidity, they also took many jabs at Nintendo, with them making an SNES Mini, an NES Mini, and all that other bollocks last year. Well, Devolver Digital went on to make their own version.
A new trend in gaming hardware. Companies reaching deep into their back catalogs to construct cute as fuck little miniature fun-size versions of their legacy hardware, overflowing with classic games of yesteryear, asking you to pay a ridiculous premium for games that you owned 20 years ago and will be utterly disappointed by playing again today. Somehow, you all are buying these things up en masse. You are paying triple sticker price to some creep selling them out of the back of his car next to a dumpster out behind Taco Bell. And not the nice Taco Bell, but the sketchy one that sells fried chicken and pizza and always smells faintly of a mop bucket filled with purple drink and puke. You love these little nostalgic cash grabs, and we have no fucking idea why. But who are we to pass up on this unique opportunity to separate you from your money? Margaret! I would like you to meet the Devolver Digital Entertainment System Classic. This adorable box of plastic and nostalgia comes preloaded with 25 of your favorite classic Devolver games. Jeffrey.
Yes, Mother.
Drop that super legit live demo game controller and come on up here. Show these people the magic that is the Devolver Digital Entertainment System Classic. The Devolver Digital Entertainment System Classic packs an SFPGA processor by Swedish manufacturer Lockheed AB.
This is a Sega Dreamcast.
Shut up, Jeffrey. Rocking a...
You repainted a Sega Dreamcast. Just putting it out there. Look, these aren't even plugged into anything. This is a Metal Wolf Chaos disc. That was only released on the Xbox. It's not even a Devolver game. And it's Japanese and not real also. So.
Margaret.
Whoa.
And in a revelating twist, after making all of the jokes and showing off a few games like the ballet banana thing that just looks silly and works and just gets it, after all of the jokes and the game reveals, they then revealed that when this guy was taking the piss out of Metal Wolf Chaos.
Look, these aren't even plugged into anything. This is a Metal Wolf Chaos disc that was only released on the Xbox. It's not even a Devolver game. And it's Japanese and not real also. So.
Margaret.
They actually purchased the rights to Metal Wolf Chaos to make Metal Wolf Chaos XD just because it sounds like a silly title and a silly name, and people use XD as an emoji, and why the fuck not?
This motherfucking legendary piece of cold-rolled amazing was forged in the most sacred elements of video game development. Mechs, explosions, and overly dramatic voice acting. Ladies, gentlemen, holy fucking shit. May I present to you From Software's 2004 masterclass in democratic mech warfare, Metal Wolf Chaos!
Let's party! Welcome to the White House. Michael! Richard!
Go to MakeAmericaGreatAgain.com to throw money at your screen. Thank you.
So, congratulations, Nina Struthers, who is definitely a very real person, and everybody else at the Devolver Digital team. You have once again shown just how sad and miserable this AAA industry is. Speaking of which,
Loser.
it's time for the third worst game, or the third worst of E3. And, my dear friends, the third worst is something that kind of took people by surprise. The third worst of E3 is, you guessed it, Unichronic Arts, which was so horribly average. Yeah, it's just average. EA kicked off the entire conference, and it had its boring moments like Madden and FIFA, which were to be expected. They didn't announce a new skate, and it was just overall kind of boring. At one point, everybody was like, it can't get much worse than this, and everybody was like, hey, you know, it's kind of like saving the best for last. If you see the really nice chocolate cake made from the finest Swedish chocolate and topped with dairy from the Cornish Highlands, oh, doesn't it look so good? But if you want this, you gotta bite the shit sandwich that's made of actual liquid shit. Well, I mean, you definitely want the really nice looking treat, but you gotta go through the shit first. But you're saving the best till last, and this nice treat will take the horrible taste out of your mouth. So we thought, a lot of people thought, oh, you know, it can't get much worse than this. We're gonna get the shit out of the way first and save the best till last. In a way, that definitely did happen. But somehow, some way, despite how boring and how, like, insulting one part of EA's press conference was, it got worse than EA. And the insulting part, of course, was the bit that connects to it, which was Command and Conquer fucking mobile fucking game, you stupid fucking bastards. Yeah, so they spent a bit of their press conference showing off this mobile game. At first, everybody thought it was just like a part of the Madden MFL thing, because it didn't really transition. They were showing off Madden, and then they got these two people playing this game, and people thought like it was some weird real-time strategy, like joking Madden game. No, this was Command and Conquer. This was Command and Conquer, a beloved IP that they'd completely forgotten about, and then they've just dragged it out to turn it into a shitty mobile game, and as everybody else has put it,
oh, where have I seen that before?
Yeah, where have I heard that before? With EA, mere moments after their own press conference, mere fucking moments after their own press conference, admitted it's gonna have microtransactions, and you can get everything in game without the microtransactions, but again,
Which was also true of Battlefront 2 and the aforementioned Dungeon Keeper Mobile, so we know that tired old line is completely fucking worthless as assurance.
so yeah, that's the thing. So say goodbye to the guys that made Command and Conquer, and say goodbye to your Command and Conquer franchise, which now is no longer called Command and Conquer. The C&C stands for cash and credit. So EA takes the third worst EA takes the third worst spot, as well as Command and Conquer, that it has just absolutely fucked in the ass. But hey, what would be shit is shit. I don't know where I was going with that. That was a failed joke, but Silva, you are gold. Second place.
Winner.
Oh, second place. It was a toughie. It was a real toughie. There was some really good stuff shown off at Nintendo. In fact, hold on. I'm going to put another book. I'm going to write up another book. Because having the fact that what they did, I kind of want to put two in the chest. So, give me a sec. Alright, there we go. We're back and we got the extra books. Yeah, it was a toughie. It was a real toughie. But, when I weighed up what was coming out versus what was going on versus what was shown, it's like the first place came out just ahead. And I think it deserves to come out just ahead. And it's got a lot more people excited than the other one for reasons I will get into now. But second place goes to 2/3 of Nintendo. Not quite the final third, because some of the stuff they showed off, like Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, that was just shit. That looks so fucking bad. Like, random battles are gone. You no longer battle Pokemon, so you don't gain experience the correct way. And you're not even, get this, you're not even allowed in a gym unless you've got the gym's weakness. Like, if you go to Brock, then you're not even allowed to fight Brock unless you've got a grass or water Pokemon. Like, you're just straight up, the guy at the front door will be like, I see you don't have a grass or water Pokemon, so can't let you in, I'm afraid. You're gonna have to go back and get the gym's weakness because you're a complete fucking idiot child that just can't play video games and needs to have the handheld every step of the way. And a little bit of hand-holding's fine. Like, I don't mind a tiny bit of hand-holding to help people out, but outright saying, right, look, you're just not coming, even if you're a veteran and you want to challenge yourself by trying to take down the fucking Onyx with a Geodude, or take down the Onyx with a Pikachu just to prove how badass you are. Nah, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to change the settings. You will be treated as a spasticated child that can't hold a controller properly, and you'll just have to roll your nose around the controller until you find a fucking Bulbasaur or Squirtle in the grass to take this guy down. Because if you ain't got a grass or a water, yeah, you ain't getting in. So that was insulting. But you're not here to hear the bad, you're here to hear the good. So while some of Nintendo's stuff was pretty shit, two things have set the internet on fire. The first, they released literally right after the announcement, or the day after the announcement, which was the Octo expansion, something I have been playing through and actually beat. It is not that long if you know what you're doing. It is somewhat challenging, but I'll get into that more in the review. But it was a fantastic expansion. They showed off and explained everything pretty well that they needed to, as there are some secrets, and it was really fun. It was great, and everybody on the servers are just playing as Octolings, or some of them are. Some still prefer Inklings, but everybody's just playing as the Octolings. People have wanted the Octolings since Splatoon 1, since Nikki hacked them in to prove that it wouldn't cause any problems. And Nintendo said, nah, we're not just going to put the Octolings in. We're going to put them in with a story. There are a couple of disappointing bits, like how with the girl you can only have the one default hairstyle, and a lot of people would like the drone hairstyle, you know, the ones that the AI Octolings have on like the Turf War maps, but they said they're going to add more hairstyles later, so yeah, that's good, and that got a little aside. But of course, the true second place winner, the big one that everybody was arguing about, oh, is it new? Is it a port? Is it good? Is it bad? Was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. A game that was a port in the end. It is just kind of a port, but a port in a good way, as a lot of the assets are ported from Smash 4, like the items, some of the stages. A lot of it is ported over from Smash 4 for Wii U. However, it is a Smash 4, but as the name supplies, Ultimate Edition. It has got everything from every Smash Brothers. It's got all characters. That's from Smash N64, Smash Melee, Smash Brawl, Smash for Wii U. Every character, even the ones that you wouldn't think would return. Pichu, all of them, every single character, and it applies for everything. Every single character, every single stage, every single Omega variant of a stage, every single item, every single assist trophy, every single regular trophy, everything. It is all 4 Smash Brothers combined into one Ultimate Edition, and it's like, that's amazing. That is great. That is. And considering Sakurai said that he was done working on Smash Brothers, and I think he should be, aside from adding a few more characters to this one, I think that this is pretty much a fair send-off to the Smash Brothers series. The Ultimate Edition, the Ultimate Collector's Edition, this one Ultimate package that has got absolutely everything in it. So while some people were at first slightly annoyed because they saw that a lot of it was being ported over, when they actually revealed that it was everything, including shit you wouldn't think they'd get back from like Konami, like Snake, when everybody realised, yes, it's a port, but it's an Ultimate Edition port of absolutely everything that ever existed in Smash Bros. Ever, people went through the fucking roof. And then, after all the explanations, after everything, this shit happened.
We hope you're as excited as we are. Our staff will continue working hard until the game
I'm a
releases.
little bit excited,
We really
but
appreciate your
I
support.
kind of knew it was going to be an enhanced
We've made
port.
including every single fighter ever
I'm
our
excited.
#1 goal, so I'm kind of hoping you aren't expecting too many new challengers. However, we do have one more announcement. Please, take
One
a
more
look.
announcement. Shut up, shut up,
What's
Chip.
this next? What's this
Ridley.
Yeah, shut up, guys. Shut up.
Ridley.
Shut up.
Ridley. Ridley.
Spyro.
Oh. Ridley.
Oh.
Ridley.
Oh.
Ridley.
Oh snap. Oh
It's
no.
Ridley. It's Ridley. It's Ridley.
No way. No way.
Mega Man.
Oh my gosh!
We will kill Mario.
Jesus. That's violent.
That's graphic.
That's Mario just got stabbed.
Oh my god!
Ah, jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking...
Mario.
That's my space pterodactyl.
Finally, did you have mini that?
It's the big time.
Hey, Ridley.
Hey, it's big.
Oh my gosh, he's bad.
Oh my god.
Ridley.
Oh, but it's too big.
For Mario and Mega Man.
Oh, and he's got a mecha form.
Finally ready. Samus Kirby's not safe.
Jesus.
Come on, you
Holy hell. A big.
Oh shit, his final smash. He's got, holy shit, he's got Bahamut's Mega Flare Laser.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, really?
Wait, there's more, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
Fuck.
Whoa.
It's gonna go on to
Yo.
Metro Transformers.
Available.
Available?
Available.
November.
December 7, 2018.
Oh, December.
You know what? That is a very smart move.
Wow.
Not September.
December.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Nintendo Treehouse.
Oh! I guess he's not too big after all, is he? Oh shit! The sexy space pterodactyl! He got in, and he killed. Look at that shit! He killed people! He just straight up murdered Mega Man and Mario. Like, that's straight up. You got his xenomorph blade tail right through your gut, and you can see the springs and the gears coming out of his back. You straight up murdered that guy. I'd expect no less from you, Ridley Senpai. So, yeah. That was great, and obviously that's the thing that nearly, almost won E3 was Smash Brothers. It was so close combined with the other one, but if it wasn't for the other winner, Ridley, man, you would have won. To me, you're the winner, Ridley, but there was one slightly just pulled it out. But overall, Nintendo was the winner. Nintendo was pretty much the second place winner, on point with the Octo expansion and Smash Brothers. They just had some letdowns, like Pokemon Let's Go is a pile of shit. No Yoshi footage? What the fuck, dude? You showed off some Yoshi footage last year. You could have at least said you're still working on it. No news of Metroid Prime 4. Like, you were a bit on a downer here. But for the most part, oof, you got it. But there was one guy that did something just a little bit better. But before we can get to them, we gotta go from the good side. We gotta go to the flip side and hit up the second worst.
Loser.
And the second worst of E3 goes to none other than the... What? Wait, was that it? Was that it? King Flick. Was that it? Question mark? And that, of course, was Square Enix, who just had again, wait, was that it? Presentation? The presentation lasted literally only 20 minutes, and the only reason the reaction video was 30 minutes was because I was checking a little bit of Twitter to see what everybody was saying in regards to how short it was, and everything that was shown off at Square Enix was just shit that everybody else had shown off. Like, they showed off a trailer for Captain Spirit, which had been shown off at Microsoft. They had Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was shown off at Microsoft. So a lot of it was just like, why'd you even bother? And a lot of people thought that at the end, we got a Kingdom Hearts trailer. And we thought that that was the beginning, where we would see the Kingdom Hearts trailer, and then we would have, like, Tetsuya Nomura or whoever come out on stage and say, that was the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. And no, that was it. And what made it even more of just a pathetic waste of time was Sony, the shit show that it was, Sony showed a better Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that had more footage. So, what the fuck was the point? And then, of course, the fact that you didn't show off any gameplay, which just makes everybody feel like the game's delayed till 2020, which, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the game got delayed till 2020. It's kind of funny, I was watching a Kingdom Hearts video yesterday about, like, just timelines, and someone was saying, like, what do you think the Master of Masters prophecy is? You know, who's the Master of Masters? If you don't play Kingdom Hearts, don't worry about this. But anyway, people were trying to predict this video, and this video at the very beginning said, as we wait for a couple of months for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out, we're going to decipher who the Master of Masters is. And I heard that as we wait a few months for Kingdom Hearts 3, that video was published in 2015. That just shows how long this shit's been delayed. So at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's delayed till 2019. And it's probably going to be shit considering some of the stuff that they've shown off. And some of the stuff that the characters have implied. Like, oh, we split the world in two. Oh, great, I can't wait to play the world twice, just in Dream Drop Distance. And it was fucking stupid when I had to play the world twice in Dream Drop Distance. So thanks for splitting the world in two again, you fucking asshole. So yeah, they didn't show off any gameplay. The thing was short. And then, just to add a further kick in the teeth, when Kingdom Hearts finished and it just ended, it's like, no Final Fantasy VII. And it's like, wow, so you've just outright cancelled Final Fantasy VII. Like, no mention of Final Fantasy VII. We're not even taking into account how good or bad it is, how overrated it is, how much I like it or how much I hate it. It's just like, considering there are people that were really excited for a remake of Final Fantasy VII, you didn't even give a status update. You didn't even flash the logo on screen and be like, Final Fantasy VII coming in 2020. Like, you didn't even, like, give anything. So at this point, Final Fantasy VII has probably been cancelled. And if it's going to be that pathetic that everybody's already shown off either A, all your gameplay like Tomb Raider and Captain Sparkles at Microsoft, or B, just a more complete trailer like Kingdom Hearts at Sony, then don't even bother next year, Square Enix. Just have everybody show off all your shit, because you did a piss poor job. And that's why, Square Enix, you get the second worst of 2018. And now there's only one left. The one that made everybody scream in pain and agony. But before that, Silva, you are gold!
Winner.
So, who gets the gold? Who gets to sit on the pedestal for an entire year, enjoying what will soon to be a closed world, all packed up and tidied away till next year? Who outbeat Nintendo? Who the fuck put a load of birds down here while I was away? Okay then. But yeah, who won? Who won? Ah, you already know Smash Brothers was second. You already know who won. You already know Mr. Horse on that roof who won. The winner of E3 2018 was, of course, Fallout 76. Bethesda's conference was an amazing conference of self-parody, like with the whole Walmart thing.
So, we're starting with a game that we announced a few weeks ago through our friends at Walmart Canada. Perhaps best known for their low prices and ability to keep a secret. So let's...
And then Todd Howard basically saying how everybody likes ports, so Skyrim Super Special Edition on Alexa.
But we know that most of you came here for one thing. Todd Howard! Thank you. I think it's to see where we're putting Skyrim next. Well, I think we have the best one yet.
The Elder Scrolls speak of the past and the future. Now, Skyrim looks to the future, to its ultimate version.
Alexa, play Skyrim.
You're level 57 and see a tall snowy mountain.
Had to do it. Okay, really, we both know why you're here, and that's to talk about...
And throwing shade, calling people degenerates. It was a great show of self-humiliation, jokes, and overall really amazing games that have got a lot of people excited. Rage 2 looks pretty good. Doom 2, a lot of people are excited for that. And they did an overall good job, but it's not just Bethesda's press conference that was good, because their press conference wouldn't have even classed as a first place. It would have classed as a second place, and Nintendo would have took first place if it wasn't for their big bombshell, the thing they spent 40 minutes on, that of course was Fallout 76. Let me take a quick drink while I get ready to go through this. Better. So yeah, if it wasn't for Fallout 76, which won E3, it won E3 hands down. So it's basically the Fallout that everybody's come to know and love and enjoy modding, and it's online, it's multiplayer, and you can play with your friends, and you can go around the wasteland with your friends, you can build bases with your friends, you can either play together in your own personalised world, or you can go online and throw nukes at each other and bomb each other and destroy each other's structures if you just want to be a fucking dick about things. So yeah, that seems fun, and they have also already, Mr. Todd the God Slob on my knob has already said that when it comes to PC, well, it's already fully, like Fallout 4, it's already fully ready to mod whenever you can make the mods. Just grab your modding tools, grab the engine, and go nuts. We can't wait to see what you make, because obviously, like with the console versions, we've incorporated some of the mods off the Nexus into our own. And no mention of the Creation Club. They seem to have completely scrapped the Creation Club for Fallout 76 because it was a terrible idea and everybody raked them over the coals for it. So that's fantastic. And what makes it even better is they showed 40 minutes of gameplay. They explained absolutely everything. How do you play with your friends? Here's how. How do you walk around the world and get the keys? Here's how. How do you build structures, which is a lot better than how you built shit in Fallout 4? Here's how. Everything was explained, and they did a absolutely fantastic job of getting everybody hyped to play together, and I certainly can't wait to play together, because I will be getting this, and I will be playing it online with quite a few friends. And yeah, that's gonna be a thing. So, I can't wait to see that. I'm really, really excited, and obviously with the mods, I would recommend everybody get it on PC, because certainly don't get it on Sony, because, you know, with how Sony's been about adding mods to Skyrim and Fallout, I wouldn't recommend buying it on Sony, because Sony's kind of shit. Oh yeah.
Loser.
You all knew that this one was coming. Oh no, it's so bad. Why is it so bad? Why is it terrible? And that, of course, was bam 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 bam. Steam just not giving a fuck about quality control. Ha ha. No, it's not. It's not. It's Sony. It's Sony. I mean, first of all, Steam does get a joint place on Shit Mountain for their absolutely fucking absurd statement of being like, basically, if it's legal, then you just can put it on Steam. It doesn't matter if it's a broken executable and the game is literally unplayable, so you wasted like $10, $20, $30. Fuck it. It's not illegal to do that. It's not illegal to basically fill every game with heroin. Well, I mean, it probably is, but it's not illegal by our standards, and basically we've got no quality control, and we don't give a fuck about quality control, and that's why shit like AIDS Simulating can get on there and basically just take the piss out of its specs and stuff, because fuck you. You know, as the consumer, fuck you. We don't care anymore. We're Steam and we can do what we want, and that's why we're just being complete assholes. I would go more in depth about that, but we don't need to, because that kind of speaks for itself. And while you are pretty much a loser, Valve, while you are pretty much a piece of shit, Valve, the true loser of E3 was indeed Sony. Sony. So Sony's press conference was an absolutely terrible shit show to start off with, to the point where I didn't even bother uploading my reaction, because it was such an intangible mess that I just couldn't be asked to edit it. So first of all, they started in this church, and it seemed like that was where the entire presentation was going to be set. But no, first of all, they got a guy playing on a banjo for 5 minutes for no fucking reason whatsoever, wasting everybody's time. And then after they played this banjo, they basically hyped up The Last of Us 2, which is just another generic fucking zombie game that nobody gives two fucks about. And after that, they were like, okay, that's fucking Last of Us 2, let's move to the real auditorium. And we had to sit there for 20 minutes of people just chatting at a desk while they moved to the real auditorium for the real fucking show to begin. What? Fucking what? And it's not like they were really showing any gameplay. They just kept waffling on about Beyond Good and Evil, or not Beyond Good and Evil, Last of Us 2, and all the other crap that Sony had kind of showed off before their own conference. And it's like, hey, you know, you could be using this time to, oh, I don't know, promote some of your bigger games that you've got coming up? Yeah? No? Okay. And then when we get to the auditorium, when we finally get to the fucking auditorium to start the fucking show, what happens? They're like, welcome to Sony. Here's a guy playing a Japanese fucking flute for another 5 minutes. So we have to we sat through them talking about why they're in the church, a guy playing a guitar, The Last of Us 2, then move into the fucking auditorium, then this guy playing on the flute to finally start the bloody conference. What the actual fuck, Sony? But of course that's not why you're here, but we'll get to that. So then they went through their entire conference, showing off a few mediocre games like Kingdom Hearts 3, because again, while it was a more complete trailer than Square Enix, no gameplay footage, no guy coming out talking about it, they were just like, here's a trailer, hope you don't want to see it till 2020, so yeah, that's the fucking thing. How about you show us some, actual gameplay? Do you want to actually have someone talk about it like Bethesda did with Fallout 76? Do you want to have someone fucking explain it? Nah, here's a trailer, here's a fucking trailer. And then, after all this shit, after all this bollocks, just to rub some salt into the wound, just to really rub into what a piece of shit Sony thinks you are, to really rub salt into the wound, the biggest thing that's got everybody hyped for the PlayStation this year, the biggest part of the show, me, the greatest dragon in gaming, the purple dragon of legend, me, they didn't even fucking show anything of me. They were just like, fuck you, Spyro. Oh, when it's Crash, when fucking Crash gets announced.
Yeah, that's right. No t-shirt tonight, but I'm proud to announce that we work with our partners at Activision, who are going to bring back the original Crash, Crash 2, and Crash Warped, fully remastered from the ground up for PlayStation 4. Crash Bandicoot will also appear first, though, on PlayStation 4 this October in Skylanders Imaginators. So let's have a look at that.
Crash gets that fucking guy walking out on stage with Crash following him. Crash gets the fucking big screen. Crash gets everything fucking shown off. Me? Nah, fuck you, Spyro. You fucking shit. Don't give a fuck about you. No gameplay, no trailer. Fuck you. And it's like, oh, thanks. It's not like it's probably one of your most anticipated games of the year. Then Activision's got them whipped up into a frenzy. And as much as I hate to say it, because I hate Activision, and I hate some of the scummy shit that they do, like in Destiny 2, I hate to say it, but Activision was actually nicer to me than you were. Because at least Activision, remember who I'm talking about here, at least fucking Activision had a demo on the show floor. We got some really nice footage of the treetops, like a complete, well, semi-complete, because everybody that played it didn't go down the secret route. I don't know if that's because they didn't want to show off the secret route for people that haven't played the game, or if players were under a certain time restriction, so if they'd gone down the secret road, it might have taken them 20 minutes, and you only have 10 minutes to play, so they want to kind of get you to the end of the levels. But we saw some absolutely stunning footage of the treetops and Toasty, looking absolutely brilliant, sounding amazing. I would have liked to have seen some of Spyro 2 and 3, which maybe Sony would have showed off, but, you know, Sony's saying fuck you, but... You know, we got this footage, we got people playing in it, and not only that, we had Jeff Keighley, the Chic Hydrobot man, Mr. Game Awards, I'm gonna slob on Kojima's knob, Mr. Keighley himself, at the Spyro booth, saying how much of a Spyro fan he is, and even pushing the guys about a Nintendo Switch version, with them stuttering and stammering saying that they can't answer that, basically confirming a Nintendo Switch version was coming. So good job, Mr. Keighley, getting it out there. And that was fucking Activision! Again, we're gonna fuck Destiny players too. We're gonna fuck Destiny 2 players right up the ass. We're gonna fuck them hard. We're gonna basically make Destiny 2 an absolute shit show. We're Activision that can't stop fucking meddling and shouldn't really be trusted with any intellectual property, except for basically the ones we know what we're doing with, which are basically, you know, Overwatch, because Blizzard has the majority of the control over that. But it's like, Activision, that company, that fucking company was actually good this year. That fucking company treated me better than you, Sony. You fucking dicks. And then, oh, that wasn't enough for Sony. That was not enough for Sony. Not only was their presentation a complete and total shit show, not only did one of their biggest games of the year that everybody's excited to buy a fucking PlayStation for not get shown off and was treated like shit, unlike the Bandicoot, because fuck you. Not only were those two things prevalent, but the biggest fucking kick in the balls to a lot of people, the absolute biggest one, and you know it's the one that we've got to talk about now, is Fortnite. The absolute wankers at Sony were basically infecting, and we're going to call it that because that's basically what it did, infecting your Epic Games account so you can't play with anybody on any other console. And that's just absolutely fucking stupid. To the point where we had a Fox newscaster trying to get answers out of Reggie. Now, Reggie didn't say anything. He's a bit of a pussy that doesn't want to call Nintendo out.
We've got some breaking news in the hugely profitable video gaming world. Sony stock is falling right now 1 1/3% after the parent of the PlayStation pretty much refusing at this hour to acknowledge it's got major cross-play problems with the hottest game on the planet right now, Fortnite.
But we think that Fortnite continues to have a very long run, and we're thrilled to have it on our platform.
Well, some people are screaming antitrust behavior, and they're pointing the finger not at you, but at Sony for locking out anybody who already had an account with them for Fortnite and then tried to open another one on Switch because, for those of you who don't really understand this, gamers like to use different platforms, and the Switch has become incredibly popular since its launch last year in March. Talk to me about what you plan to do about this. Have you reached out to Sony, anybody at Sony, on this?
Look, you know, the decisions that our competitors make really are in their own hands. What we control are the decisions we make, and for us, at Nintendo, we believe that honoring the vision of a developer, in the case of Epic, honoring the fans and allowing crossplay is really the right thing to do. So that's our stance. How they feel about it is something they've got to figure out on their own. But for us, we're focused on making sure we drive momentum for our products, that we support developers on our platform, and as long as we do that, we're going to have a lot of success on Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so that's a no. I'm guessing you're not reaching out to them. You haven't reached out to them. I do want to ask you about
Xbox, on the other hand, of course, doing an absolutely fine job slagging them off, with Xbox saying you want to play Fortnite, Nintendo, because unlike Reggie, Phil Spencer has got some balls and actually just doesn't give a fuck, and has called out Sony basically by humiliating them on Twitter, whereas Reggie's like,
talk to me about what you plan to do about this. Have you reached out to Sony, anybody at Sony, on this?
Look, you know, the decisions that our competitors make really are in their own hands. What we control are the decisions we make, and for us, at Nintendo, we believe that honoring the vision of a developer, in the case of Epic, honoring the fans and allowing crossplay is really the right thing to do. So that's our stance. How they feel about it is something they've got to figure out on their own. But for us, we're focused on making sure we drive momentum for our products, that we support developers on our platform, and as long as we do that, we're going to have a lot of success on Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so that's a no. I'm guessing you're not reaching out to them. You haven't reached out to them. I do want to ask you about...
Fuck you, Reggie. Be like Phil Spencer. Grow some balls and say they're being dicks. Just say, yeah, we're excited to play Fortnite with the Xbox players. Don't be a pussy, Reggie. But Fortnite, he's right. It's getting 2 million, it's at 2 million downloads in the first few hours and rising. And I've had a few new people in the Discord, like Was and Deeds. I've known Was for quite some time, but they were all playing Fortnite. And Alex has got Fortnite on the Switch, and so's Midnight. And it's like, hey, Spyro, do you want to play some Fortnite? And I was like, you know what? Perhaps, because I've been quite harsh on Battle Royale, and that's a whole story for a different time, but I've been pretty harsh on the Battle Royale genre, but it's like, you know what, Fortnite is obviously the best one, and it's doing the best, and the Switch is out, and I could play Fortnite Portable, and you know what, I think I will download Fortnite on my Switch. Remember, this was at the very beginning of the conference, when Sony didn't say anything in their conference. Sony didn't tell you this. So I downloaded Fortnite onto my Switch. I've never played Fortnite, so I was fine. I made my Epic Games account on the Switch. And then we had James and Woz and Deeds all on Skype, or sorry, Discord. We had them all on Discord ready to play, and like, right, how do I do this? I'm on the Switch, and they're like, well, I'm not too sure. I've got the friends. What's your Epic Games account? So it doesn't matter platform, again, it's crossplay, but what's your Epic Games account? Told them my Epic Games account, and they're like, right, I'm sending it. I'm like, yeah, I see your friend request, even though they're not on the Switch, even though 2 of them were on the PC, I do see your friend request on my Switch, so I added them, and we made a party. And when I tried to join the party, because one of them was on the fucking PlayStation, one of them was on Sony, and when I tried to join, I got the message, the party that you are trying to join is on a forbidden platform. Because, you know, it's basically like he whose name must never be spoken. It's the spell that Voldemort shoots out, like I don't know what he says. It's like abracadabra, but he says it in a weird way, like abracadabra. It's that one. It's the spell that must. It's the forbidden spell. It's the spell that must never be used. It's forbidden, and it's like, yeah. That's pretty much how Sony's acting, like a forbidden, like he who must never be said, a forbidden man that must never have any contact with the mortal world, or he'll destroy it. So, like Voldemort, Sony cast the forbidden spell on your Epic Games account if you decided to download it on the PlayStation, and you cannot uninfect it. It's stuck there now. So any time or money you spent on Sony is locked to Sony. You're not allowed to unlink it, and even if you do unlink it, that will not remove Sony's infection. It is like a not leprosy. It is like a disease that you can never get rid of. It's like a symbiote, you know, or a parasite. It's feeding off of you, but if you try and remove it, it will kill you. It's a symbiotic relationship now. So, yeah, your Epic Games account on Sony has been infected and diseased. And if you wanted to play Fortnite, the most popular game in the world with everybody, all your friends, then here is my middle claw, all nice and sharpened. Why don't you go and swivel on this and give yourself some rectal bleeding? Of course, I would say that, but Sony then slapped me in the face and said, nah, fuck you. You're not going to get shown. Here's an orange third hand with a leather glove on because we like Crash Bandicoot more than you. And he got to be shown off in stage. He got all of that guy walking out on stage with his shadow. I didn't get anything. Where's my fucking reveal, Sony? Where's mine? Nowhere. Bullshit. Fuck you. So Sony is continuing to be an arrogant piece of shit like they were with the PlayStation 3, where they said get a second job if you want to afford it. So Sony's basically being an arrogant piece of shit, infecting people's Epic Games accounts, and their response to all of this is the same as Destiny 2. A weak, pathetic, we're listening to your feedback. No, you're fucking not. Get the fuck out of here. So, that was the worst one. And that basically deserves to burn in the pit. You know what? You don't even get a full year to stew in your own bollocks. There you go. Oh, I missed. Well, you don't even get a year to stew in your own bollocks. EA gets to stew in its own bollocks and realise the mistakes. You're just being a shit with that Epic Games thing and basically saying that you hate everybody. So fuck you, Sony. You were truly the worst of E3. Everybody's called you out, yet you're still just being, we're listening to the community. No, you're fucking not. But that was the winners and losers of E3 2018. If you enjoyed this year's E3, or what did you think of this year's E3? These fucking goddamn Endermen always taking the blocks. I've got to figure out how to switch Griefing off because they're ruining the landscape. But yeah, was you in agreement? Was that your winners and losers of E3? Did you have some other winners and losers? What did you think of this year's E3 overall? So let me know down below, and as always, if you like the content, then do please feel free to leave a like. It does help out the channel, and of course, if you don't want to miss out on all the reviews that we're now going to get back to, like the Octo expansion, then do please feel free to hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that the notifications go through. And as always, there are also links down below to the Discord if you just want to come in and chat with me, as Flick is wanting to do right now. There is also a link down below to my Twitter so that you can see what I am tweeting in live time, as well as a link down below to my Patreon if you would like to support me further. But for now, thank you all for watching this year's E3 2018, and I will, for E3 Spyro, I will see all of you next year, where we're going to come back, same world, but with a little bit more of a refined format, which a lot of people seem to like. But for regular Spyro, I will see all of you in the next video, which will be the Octo expansion review.